You're about to watch me get a real business owner over $100,000 in funding completely live. No fake dashboards, no hypothetical scenarios, no let me show you how this works in theory. I'm going to pull up a real client, show you their actual credit profile, walk you through exactly how I analyze their file, pick up the right banks, sequence the applications, and stack credit cards until we hit 6 figures and 0% interest funding, all on one camera. This is the exact process I've used to deploy over $40 million to small and medium-sized businesses through Waiters Capital, and the same system I've taught my students like Wale, who built the $40,000 a month funding business in 60 days, and Matt, who we helped scale to $200,000 months. I might get some denials, a bank might say no, that's part of the game, and I'm not going to hide it from you. But by the end of this video, you're going to see exactly how a business funding deal works from start to finish, and you'll realize that this is one of the most straightforward ways to actually make money. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, I'm gonna give you guys some background on how we actually got this client and how they came about and joined our company, right? First, the lead source is Meta Ads. We run a lot of ads for both our coaching program and the funding business as well, and this lead particularly came from Meta Ads. They opted in through Meta Ads and they go to a qualifying form. On this qualifying form, we're asking them basic information, their name, phone number, email, business, credit score, how much funding needed, and if they have any revenue, right? Once we get that information, we then know if they're qualified or not. So once they actually get the green light of being qualified, they're then sent to our CRM, which is Scalable. Recommend you guys check that out. I'll leave a link below. And then they actually booked the call with our sales team. Our sales reps ended up closing them on a 10% funding contract, and it led us to where we are now, right? So here's Jim. Couldn't use the actual client's real name, just obviously for privacy reasons, but we're going to call him Jim for this example specifically, right? So here's Jim's data points. Jim has an HVAC business. He's still in the startup phase, right? So he's making around $8,000 a month in revenue, which is not significant, but it's something, right? He's located in Florida, right? That's going to be very, very important. So make sure you guys pay attention. His credit score is a 727. He has 100% payment history, which is phenomenal. He's sitting at 37% utilization. Ideally, I know people want you at 10% or under. Me being in this space for a long time, 37% is still a good percentage to actually be at. No negatives, which is a really, really good thing. So we know we can go traditional funding with him. He has a total of 12 accounts. His credit age is 3 years and 7 months, and he has about 3 inquiries, right? A lot of people trip about inquiries. Me being in this space, I can tell you inquiries not a big deal, especially on the actual business side of funding. When it comes down to personal, with certain banks, it can be an issue, but on the business side, it's not as much of an issue at all. Now that I kind of explained the overall meat and potatoes of what we have, it's time to actually fund this guy. So let's get it. The first thing that we want to understand is comparables, right? I gave you a lot of information on the outside looking in, but what we really look at when we're funding our clients, especially trying to get them over $100,000 or more, is the actual accounts. I know you guys probably hear all the time, but I want to reiterate this. It's not about the credit score, it's about the credit profile. A person can have a 750, but not have any comparables, and they still won't be able to get any type of funding compared to somebody that has a 680, but has great comparables, and you're still able to get them $50,000 to $75,000 in funding. So this client's Jim comparables were these. He had a Navy Fed credit card for $15,000. He also had an existing Chase credit card for $21,000, which is always good. You know we love Chase. Moving on, he had a Bank of America. I'll just put BOA for short. As we know with authorized users, that's not actually their account. That should be added onto an account. So those accounts don't hit as significantly as it being a primary account that's actually yours. This client also had American Express, which we love as well, for $3K. And then they had a small regional bank by the name of South State Bank. Some of you may be familiar with that. Some of you may not. That's going to be South State Bank, and it was a $5K limit, right? So these were his comparables on the credit card side. When it came down to the loan side, he had a few more comparables that I want to talk about as well. Because when it comes to comparables, these are existing accounts that are shown in your credit profile that lenders base lending off of. So if you're applying for a credit card, they want to look at your credit card comparables. If you're applying for a loan, they want to look at your loan comparables. This client specifically had a DCU. For you guys that may not know DCU is Federal Credit Union. It was a $12K loan with, if I remember correctly, a $7K balance. On top of that, they had a paid off loan from Upgrade, right? Excuse my handwriting, it's not the best, right? That was paid in full. That one was a $10K loan, and we'll just put PIF on it to let you know it's paid in full. They paid that balance off. And last but not least, they have an auto loan with Ally Financial, right? That auto loan was for $33,000, and so far they only owe $12,000, right? $12,000 balance. So that's a long-standing good payment history on that. So based off of these comparables, it's going to show us how we can actually fund this client and what we're actually dealing with. So off of this file alone, I can already tell that we can more than likely get this person over $100,000 in funding simply because of their personal credit. Remember, when it comes to business credit is based off of your personal credit. You personal guarantee for business credit, and lenders base your personal credit profile to allow you to maximize the secure funding on the business credit side at 0% interest. Now that we have these factors, I'm gonna kind of go through how we will actually build this client's funding sequence. So getting back to it, easily looking at this profile, we know we can get this person $100,000 in funding. So I'll go ahead and put the goal as 100K plus, right? Any way we can do it, we just need to get him 100K plus. That's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what he wanted, and that's exactly what we did for him. So moving on to how we will actually go about understanding this credit profile and how we will actually fund this person the right way, we simply want to understand these things. I'll keep this in the camera for you guys so that you understand exactly what comparables we have, and I'll go through explaining how we actually build the funding sequence to help this client fulfill in the knowledge space that I actually go through when it comes down to it. So when you're building the funding sequence, a few things you want to understand. The first thing being obviously the credit score, the client's business revenue, the location of the business as well. All those are important. So if we go back to the first example, we know that the credit score is good at a 727. We know that they're a startup, but they're making about $8,000 or more in revenue. And then we also understand that they're located in Florida, right? So all that information shows us how we can actually go about funding this client. We can fund them through banks that are accessible through Florida. They have a pretty good credit score, and they have some revenue when it comes down to it. Now we're going to go through actually building this thing out to show you how you can do this at home. So first thing we want to understand when building the funding sequence is you always want to attack your pre-qualified banks first. So these are banks that will basically approve you without impacting your credit score. And then we want to go to our existing relationship banks to know how to fund these clients as well. So looking back at the comparables, they have relationships with Navy Fed, Chase, Bank of America, American Express, South State Bank, DCU, Upgrade, and Ally, right? These are their relationships that we know for a fact we can probably go back and get them some funding through there. First and foremost, like I mentioned, we want to start off with pre-qualification. So we look down here for pre-qualifications. We know just off of this list alone, we can go to American Express, right? The reason why I'm gonna put American Express first, and anytime you see American Express on a funding client's profile, you want to get happy. Why? Because if they have a personal relationship with American Express, you can apply on the business side and it actually won't impact your credit to see if they're actually approved. So American Express would be one of the first banks that we'll go to when it comes down to it. Going back to it, talking about location. Remember, location is important. This client is in Florida. Me just being in the space and understanding how funding works, one bank that gives a pre-qualification that can be a soft pull and not impact your credit is Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank, you do have to open a business checking account to be able to get that, but it is a game changer in the industry as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Citizens here. So these are two banks that I know for a fact that we can go and try and run and get them some type of funding. And based on their credit score and their comparables, they'll have a good chance of actually being approved. Next thing I want to do, this is something that we threw in just to test the waters to see how things would go. But we tried out NASA Federal Credit Union. I know a lot of people know about NASA. We usually have mixed results when it comes to them, but it's something we usually want to try. They're on the personal side, but it's very, very important that we try them just because it doesn't hurt. Anytime you're dealing with pre-qualifications, it never hurts to try since it's not actually impacting the client's credit. So when it comes down to pre-qualifications, like I mentioned, we're going to start with American Express, Citizens, and NASA, right? All of these would be heavy hitters. Why? Because the client has good comparables, one, and two, we know that we're not risking anything because it's actually not going to impact the client's credit, whether they're approved or not. Then we want to move on to existing relationships, which is going to be very, very important, guys. A lot of people actually overlook how valuable this can be, right? The reason why this is valuable because this is the safest way to be able to get approvals that are usually low-hanging fruit, just being very, very transparent. Somebody has good credit, they have a good relationship with a bank or credit union, more than likely you can go back to that same bank or credit union and secure more funding for them, right? So we don't want to just start going to random banks when we can go ahead and go to banks that already know, like, and trust them and be able to secure more funding for them. So starting off based off of this list, we're always going to start with the heavy hitter Chase, right? For that income limited, that's always going to be our first choice. Chase is very generous when it comes to their limits, especially if you have a relationship already with them, right? Then we want to move over. We want to move over, and I'm going to kind of do a few things of how we kind of go about this, but I'll show you guys how you can do it as well. Navy Federal. A lot of people don't realize Navy Federal actually has a business credit card. It can be good for some, not so good for others because it's not 0% interest, but it's still a way to get this person access to capital that they can have on standby that they ever need to use. So we're going to put Navy Federal there as well when it comes down to it on the business side, since they have a personal relationship with them. Then we're going to look at their they're AU's, Bank of America, South State Bank, and I kind of want to think through this. I want to see how can I get this person access to funding without directly going back to these banks. Obviously, the Bank of America account is not theirs as an authorized user, but that's still technically some type of relationship. So I would add that to the funding sequence, not so much as a relationship-based bank, but as something that has some data. And since they have a good credit profile, more than likely it'll probably be approved through there. And then we want to add South State Bank, right? The thing with South State Bank, they're a smaller regional bank, but one thing you want to look at is that's going to be very, very important. Who underwrites this bank? With South State Bank, they're underwritten by Elon Financial. For you guys in the funding space, you know that Elon Financial underwrites a ton of different cards for your small credit unions, smaller regional banks. And then one major bank that we usually go to that we're going to put on here is US Bank. So even though they technically don't have a relationship with US Bank, when it comes to underwriting, they do have a relationship because they have an Elon Financial product, right? So we want to make sure we understand that as well. That's going to be very, very important whether you're trying to secure funding for yourself, for your clients, or building out a funding sequence. Elon Financial, whether you're applying for South State Bank, whether you're applying for US Bank, it's all going essentially to the same underwriting department, which means they're going to be able to see the relationship they have with South State Bank, which puts them in the category to be able to secure funding with US Bank as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put US Bank there. And these are the lenders that we will go to based on existing relationships. Now there's a few that I left out that I want to talk about that are going to be very, 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 very important when it comes down to running a funding sequence as well. It's some heavy hitters that I know a lot of you guys probably know about. So for these banks, we're going to call them heavy hitters. These are banks that the client may not have a relationship with, but we know based off of their credit profile, they're probably going to get some type of approval, right? So one that I want to go ahead and put is Truist, which we know usually based on their credit profile that we get approved for. We get a ton of deal flow through Wells Fargo. And one hidden gem that a lot of people don't look at that's in Florida, and I'll give you guys a gem just because you're watching this YouTube video, and I'll put it here for space, is Mid-Atlantic Credit Union, right? A lot of people don't know about credit unions, but that's one hidden gem that I want to give you guys. So based off of all this data, this is basically the funding sequence that we were able to compile for this client based off of just credit cards and what they currently have, right? So as we move on, you see we got the pre-qualifications, we have the existing relationships, and we have the heavy hitters that we want to run. One thing we don't want to forget is loans as well. Loans is something that sneaks up on you. You may think, let me avoid the loans, but I always like to run a couple loans as well just to see, because you never know. And it gives the client actual access to liquid capital they can use right away. So 2 loans that I would suggest based on that client profile that we will actually run through is SoFi, and I'll just put this here just for reference. Since they have loan history, might as well as a soft pool, and Lightstream, right? Reason I will run Lightstream because they have loan history, and I think Lightstream would be pretty good for them, right? So once you have the actual funding sequence, once we just build out, it's going to be essential that you understand CRD, right? Credit Relationships Deposit. That's going to be very, very important. You guys don't want to mess this up. When it comes down to funding, there's a few things that you want to make sure. Obviously, we understand the credit is good. We want to establish a relationship if we can. So we do have relationship banks that we have in our funding sequence, but other banks that we don't have a relationship with, how can we start a relationship with? And that's opening an account, depositing some funds when it comes down to it, and being able to increase your likelihood of being able to get approved. So once you go through these steps, you should be in a good spot to be able to then go ahead and secure funding. These were the actual results we're able to secure for this client based off of what we just broke down for you guys today. So after executing CRD, here are the results that we were able to get for this client. So with American Express, we gave them $10,000 through the Blue Business Plus. Citizens, we were able to do $35,000 there as well. NASA, like I said, that's a stretch. We got them, they were denied. So didn't get anything through NASA, but like I said, it's worth a try because it's just a pre-approval. Now moving down to existing relationships, guys, we're able to get them a huge $50K approval through Chase, through the Chase Unlimited. Surprisingly, we weren't able to get them what we wanted to do Navy Federal. I thought it was going to be a little bit higher. We got them $10K through Navy Federal on the business side, guys. Bank of America was also denied as well. With Bank of America, one thing you guys want to understand is that they're very, very relationship based. So even though they had an authorized user account shown in their credit profile, it wasn't an actual primary relationship, right? With US Bank is a game changer. We're able to get them $12,000 to US Bank, right? For Truist is always a heavy hitter, always an easy win. We got them $15,000. Wells Fargo was denied. Mid-Atlantic surprisingly was denied as well. Then to finish this thing off, SoFi was a denial, and Lightstream actually gave us the game winner with a $22,000 approval, right? So if we tally everything up, we got $10K from American Express, $35,000 from Citizens on a soft pool, guys, right? $50,000 from Chase, $10,000 from Navy Federal on the business side, $12,000 from US Bank, $15,000 from Truist, and then a whopping $22,000 from Lightstream. So with all of that included, that ties up to be $154,000 in funding. Let's go. And that's exactly what you can do when you operate your funding company in the right way. So understand this, funding is about strategy and data points. It's not about hope. It's not about guessing. You understand the strategy based on your client's profile, and do you understand data points that banks are looking for, and you help your clients to meet those data points so that you can put them in the best possible position to actually have success and get the funding they need. And let's not forget the type of payout we got from this, right? So if we go back to the screen, we were able to secure $15,000 400 payout. Imagine making $15,000 off one deal off of maybe an hour of work, guys. It's 100% possible, and you can do it too. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I love breaking this down. This is the exact strategy and banks you can use to fund your next client. That's how you get a business owner over $100,000 in funding from start to finish. I've done this hundreds of times, and the reason I can move this fast is because I've mastered the fundamentals, the credit analysis, the banking sequence, the bureau routing, and knowing exactly which banks to hit and in what order. But more importantly, I built a system around this. I'm not guessing. Every client that comes through my pipeline gets the same proven process, and that's how we deployed over $40 million through Waiters Capital. One deal, a few hours of work, $10,000 plus in commission, and the client walks away with $100,000 in 0% interest funding to grow their business. Everybody wins. Now in my next video, I'm breaking down the exact step-by-step blueprint on how to start your own business funding company from scratch, even if you have zero experience, zero lender relationships, and zero clients right now. I'm talking business formation, how to get your first client, how to build lender relationships, marketing, sales, fulfillment, everything you need to go from $0 to your first $10,000 month. So click the video on the screen right now to watch that. And if you don't want to figure all this out on your own and you want a complete system, the CRM, the lender network, the contracts, SOPs, and weekly coaching, and me personally helping you close your first deal, click the first link in the description and learn more about Wealth Builders Academy. And like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.